Live.
Live. We're going live. That's when you like
Live?
we're going live. Like livey, liveling.
We're live right now.
We're in the
Probably
process
whatever
of
you were
live.
comfortable in today.
In the process of live, everybody, welcome Twitch, welcome Facebook, welcome YouTube.
It's probably on the counter.
We're live
We're
right
live
now?
Right now, Trey. Like on the interwebs, if you get on the internet, you will see us on the internet perusing as internet people.
I don't believe you.
You never do, man. You never do.
I just think every week we get together and just have a nice little video chat.
We don't.
Like we're just talking
Nerd
to
out.
each other.
Yeah.
Really, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. That is what we do. We live. I forgot to tell Trey that we're always live when we go live in these convos. So yeah, Trey, for the past 2 years, you've been live on the internet.
What?
I didn't want to be the one to tell you, but
It's been a year
more
almost.
than a year, almost 2 years. We've been live on the internet, Trey. Hate to break it to you.
No,
This whole time,
I feel so
you've
disgusted.
been live.
Like-
It was.
Like I've been used.
You have been used and exploited.
What else was recorded,
We're
Juan?
also selling your nudes on Patreon for the podcast benefit. We put a shower cam in your room, not your shower,
Great.
because so we got everything. Don't worry, I only shared it with the highest tier paid subscribers. Welcome everybody to Con Culture Podcast. We survived, guys. We made it. We are not the same coming out the other side, but it was ugly, y'all. I'm pretty sure I ate 2 squirrels to stay alive. I'm pretty positive I did what I had to do. Let's keep it 100. I did what I had to do. Look, Trey, they froze. They were gone. They were frozen.
Oh,
They were
They were
gone.
frozen squirrels.
They said,
I had a fire.
See you later.
You know who I bet really killed
It was
him?
Pee-wee.
It was Pee-wee.
My dog killed
To be
squirrels,
honest.
and I
It was a
and I
dog.
ate them. My little tiny dog killed them, and I ate them. He was my hunting dog, is what he was.
I was gonna say that's quite a hunting dog you got there. I mean, he didn't even skip a beat with
No.
heading into the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Like he's like that.
Yeah, he just reset. He was a prime killer. He just went, all right, this is what we're doing.
Mhm.
Granted, he got stuck in the snow a couple of times. What up, Telemation?
Oh no.
Over
What
there going,
up?
ow, ow,
With ow, ow, ow. So, Snowvid happened last week. I know I didn't have power at all. I luckily kept water. Trey, how bad was it for you? Did you lose power, water? What'd you lose?
I lost power for almost
It was 3 days, right?
36 hours.
I think it
Yeah.
was 3 whole days.
Consistent power. Like the worst was the first day. I mean, it was controlled power outage. It's like no it's power failure. Let's be honest.
Did you experience any of that, Britt? Any water, electricity loss, anything?
So after looking at the gridding map, I realized that I might be on the same grid as the prison. So I never lost power or water.
You nor my brother lost power or water. Marla Ford, hugs.
Like half my neighborhood did. The other side of the street did.
Yeah.
But my house
Oh
didn't.
man, my brother is lucky enough. I'm pretty sure he's on the same circuit as a fire station, so they never lost power or water. So he was living the high life while my house was literally 40 degrees indoors.
Yeah.
We got to 40 degrees and we were freezing the out. It was cold. We slept together. Like my 12-year-old was in bed and I was in bed. Him and Belinda were under 3 layers of blankets. I'm rather large, so I only needed 1 blanket and I was good. But it got cold as shit at night inside. There was no electricity. It didn't. Thankfully, we were better than most. We had running water. Tommy the Doan.
The dog.
He came through with a bag full of charcoal, so we were able to use the grill outside because I have a pellet smoker, but you need electricity to run the pellet smoking portion. However, it does have a charcoal expansion where I can just cook with charcoal and use it like a regular grill. So luckily, he came through and we were able to have some burgers and eat some good food. It was so cold in my house, guys. Nothing in my fridge went bad. Nothing in my fridge.
I mean, that's a good thing.
A lot of people lost food. I'm like, how? You got snow outside. You have a literal ice box outside. Just go throw your food outside.
You know what pissed me off? That's what pissed me off is that everybody went and bought everything.
Oh yeah.
But then it all went bad because they had no power to keep
Even
it cold.
if you didn't lose power or electricity or water, if you lost nothing, you still lost groceries. Everybody lost groceries. Everything was closed. You couldn't dine out.
I can't find fruit. They ran out of burgers at Whataburger.
Oh yeah. The drive-thrus were like
Whataburger ran out of burgers.
Shout out to all our fast food workers right
100%.
now. Like y'all got us through the weekend.
Yes.
Like
y'all came through clutch. 42nd Street Pizza Uncle Evra was the only thing I could find, and they came through clutch with some pizza. It was great. So if you work in fast food, kudos to you, man. You are the true heroes of Texas. Whataburger workers were working round the clock till they ran out of food.
Well, without Whataburger or HEB, Texas would crumble.
100%. 100%. HEB had customers in store, and then their power went out, and they just let people leave with the groceries. Like, it was awesome. It was cool. We got to see.
I love HEB.
42nd Street Pizza was amazing, bro. It was delicious. I ate the shit out of it. It was huge. It was cheesy. I will be getting it again. I think I found a new pizza spot. It's great, and it's right by the house. So, but Domino's, like, I had an order that Sunday. It happened. We had an order because the kids wanted pizza, and 2 hours go by, still no pizza. 3 hours go by, still no pizza. It's starting to kind of sleet, ice, snow, rain. So I call and they're like, yeah, we're not delivering anymore. We're still calling people back to tell them their orders are either cancel or pick up. So I ended up having to cancel my order. But you can hear how stressed the poor teenager was on the phone. Yeah. And the phone was ringing. Like all I heard in the background was like, brrr, brrr, brrr. Like it was nonstop. And I told her, don't worry about it. It's cool. You can cancel the order. I hope y'all have a great night. And then this is how bad it was. She thanked me for being kind. She was like, thank you so much for understanding.
I made it a point to be extra kind to people this weekend.
Everybody went through a lot.
So much stress. Everyone was in survival mode for a few days, basically. That's heightened adrenaline and stress, anxiety, you name it.
Like, I know, like, because of the, like, power being out and all that, like, yeah, that's definitely some added stress. But, like, I still, just buying out the grocery stores, I will just never understand. Like, you're going to run out of food in a couple of days because, let's be honest, look at it today.
The hoarding was unnecessary.
Panic buy.
100%. They did it with supplies, too.
And all you've done is made other people go without because all these people who lost power and lost their food, now they can't even fill up their fridge.
And not just food, it was supplies. Trey, you tried to get firewood. What was that like?
Oh my gosh, that was ridiculous. The first day of it, like Tuesday, it's like, okay, we got a fireplace. The power is obviously not going to come back on. Need firewood. Never had it before because we live in Texas. I'm like, when am I going to need a fire? Like it never snows that bad or gets cold that bad. I need to get a fire.
No, but now I bet you'll never not have firewood.
Nope, I will always have it for sure. Whatever place was open, they didn't have it, and there was no propane, no charcoal. I mean, you name it, anything like you could get to keep warm. So desperate times call for desperate measures, and went to Home Depot, got raw lumber. Had them cut it up just so I could just burn it to keep warm and cook.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's actually not. That's like pretty clever, actually.
It was, but I'm sure it wasn't cheap. Like it's not as cheap as firewood.
I have to use that if I had a fireplace.
Spent way too much money on wood.
It was this close to go into the park near our home and just fucking Viking down some trees. It was this close.
There's a bunch on the ground already.
We were walking the trail this past weekend and we were like, "There's a lot of fucking firewood down here." Now that we look at it. So next time we know.
What you do is you go through those neighborhoods where they're like building lots of houses because they always have a trash pile and anything in that pile they don't care if you take. And there's a lot of wood in those piles, yeah.
Yeah, but it was hard to drive around. Like that's another thing. You couldn't go to the store because there was so much ice
the
and snow
lines
on the
for
road.
HEB were
forget it.
crazy.
And you had to wait outside.
I didn't go anywhere for the simple fact that like I grew up in the north, so like ice on the road and snow on the road. Like I've drove in, I know how to drive in because there is a way to drive in it. You just whatever you normally do, that's not what you're supposed to do. So I didn't want to get on the road because I know what I'm doing, but I know nobody else does.
Nope.
So I was like, nah.
Yeah, 100%.
These people don't know what they're doing. Let them go out there and just crash into each other like bumper cars. Like
I've had to drive in Ohio and I've had to drive in Colorado, so I'm fairly familiar with driving in those conditions. However, those roads are better treated, and those drivers also know how to drive in that condition. Texas people, we know what the fuck to do. Case in point, that's why we bought out the store. And
80 miles an hour on a highway, not something you can do. And you should know that, like, even if it's like threatening to snow, but you don't know for sure, but it's cold enough that it's sleeting beforehand, you should get off the road.
100%.
It just laid it down. Unless it gets warmer, it's only going to turn into ice.
John says, I'm getting a generator hardwired into my house. No way I'm going without power in the future. 100%. I'm buying a generator straight up now. My brother said he walked 15 miles in the snow. Shut the fuck up. You did not. But my brother can attest, this is not our first freezing night with no power, or water. We've had to endure this before. Being poor on the west side, so there's times when you didn't have power. And also we visited family in Mexico in areas that did not have electricity yet. Like it was in the mountain region of Monterrey, so there wasn't power or plumbing. You had to pour a bucket of water down the toilet to flush it. It was only like outdoor plumbing. Some of them were outhouses, like.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you ever gone in an outhouse?
Yeah, exactly. Some of them were outhouses, so you literally shit in a box. You shit in a box, like, and when it gets cold at night, it gets cold at night, and everything's concrete. Brittany, where'd you go? So she fell in. So yeah, she
put on the one ring.
It gets cold as shit at night, and you gotta either make do or your ass is gonna freeze up. So we'd bundle up in little piles and we'd all sleep. All the siblings and cousins would sleep near each other when we visit. So that helped us out a lot. The fact that wifey could camp helped us out a lot. Trey, did you rely on any ranger training? Were you a Boy Scout or something, bro? You got that wood ready, you got your fire going, you were set.
Many summers building fires.
Nice. Oh, John says, I know my Mexican tiger blankets came in handy. Fucking right. Those blankets were better than all the other ones. Those side of the road, like animal print blankets, those are the kind you need to get you through. But everybody's going to buy a generator now. Generators.
I did so much reading and read a great manga called Vinland Saga.
Stop sleeping on it, folks.
I'm trying not to.
Vinland Saga, make sure you're reading or watching that. I read a shit ton of Marvel comics, so I caught up with the new Thor series. I caught up with the new Wolverine series that are currently running. A lot of fun. I had a lot of fun reading. Luckily, I was able to download, because remember when the power was cycling on for 15 minutes, off for 45.
That was the worst. That was like when it was an anxiety attack. It's like, oh, let me try to do something. Oh, damn it.
My lovely wife, she put her wings in the microwave and waited for the power to come on. It came on, so she set it, boom. It stayed on just long enough for her wings. Don't worry, Brittany. No one noticed. So it stayed on.
Sorry.
You're good. It stayed on just long enough. You what? I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, I had a small human child who I thought I put to bed, but apparently was not.
Sneaking. Don't worry. Your background hit everything. You just dipped out. Remember, next time you put a paper over your camera and your background takes over. Voila. And then
I just pointed it up, but I.
Oh, is that what you did? I thought you did.
It looked like you fell. You're like, oh,
it looked like you fell. We're like,
I know, because I'm going, oh
no. Take the elevator. She took the elevator down. Yeah, so I agree with John. Everybody in the city now is going to have a generator just in case, unless you're hooked up to the circuit with a prison or a fire station.
Or you could take a crock pot, some candles, and some canned foods, prop your crock pot up and put the candles underneath the
saw
crock
that.
pot. It's
I
a clay
saw
pot,
that.
and it
Ceramic?
gets heat out.
A ceramic
Okay.
pot. I saw that hack on the interwebs. That was really good. It was like a homemade
You
space
can do it with a
heater.
regular, basic like plant clay pot,
Mhm.
or you can use bricks to hold it. Whatever your choice may be.
Mhm.
Something that can handle heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Ceramic
can warm
homemade
a
heater.
whole room with one of those.
It makes a difference. These little
Mhm.
tips, folks, for the future. I prefer a generator. I'm gonna go with John. I'm gonna buy a $1,000 generator
Well, I'm just
that
saying
hooks up
it
to my
for
house.
those, for those people who never get a generator, it's still
Yeah.
smart to know like
How to
those
stay
things. Because
warm.
I mean, let's be honest. If there was a zombie apocalypse, we would already be in like a food scarcity, resource scarcity, like because that's how quick it took for them to wipe the city of everything.
I was
And I'm just like, so
good. I've been poor. I'm gonna be just fine.
a lot now. There was people who died
Yeah.
because of this.
Unfortunately, there were
Yes.
some tragic deaths of children and elderly and people who literally froze to death in their homes.
Just
That is definitely heartbreaking.
sitting in their
Yeah,
chairs.
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It was reckless. It was stupid. But we're not here to discuss whose fault
I
it
saw
was.
a mom and daughter went and got in their car to stay warm, but they did it inside of their
Yeah.
garage and died of
Carbon monoxide.
poisoning.
Yeah, a lot of people did that. And one died in the garage and another one was in the house, and the fumes got into the house and killed the daughter in the house. So, unfortunately, people were doing what they could. They weren't familiar with it. Hopefully, we learn from this and it never happens again. A lot of lessons could be learned from El Paso's power grid, which is separate from Texas's. They had less than 1,000 people without power for more than 5 minutes. So, that'll tell you something. Maybe they figured something out over there. But we survived. I'm not going to talk about what I ate. It could have been squirrel. Could have been mystery meat. Maybe a rat. I don't know. It had fur. But I burned it off and I ate it. We did what we had to do to survive, y'all. And we ain't going back. Luckily, the power's back on. It's damn near 80 degrees today. Texas weather can't make up its goddamn mind. So the news is hot. We got a lot of news to talk about this week, not just the Snowvid. Marvel dumped a lot. Disney in general dumped a lot of stuff because Brittany was saying Disney Plus needs to step it the fuck up with some content. Apparently they were listening because now we're going to have 2 to 3 shows premiering every month on Disney Plus. Like next month we have Falcon and Winter Soldier and the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, both going to air in the same month. I think we have 3 to 4 Marvel movies on deck for this year still, with Eternals, Black Widow, and now the newly announced Spider-Man. What was it? No Way Home. There were so many home reveals. But Spider-Man No Way Home.
Home
Yeah.
Phone home.
Trey,
Home, that's
save
great.
it for the meme section, Trey. Jesus. So, yeah, the official one is Spider-Man No Way Home. No, that's you're giving away our entire meme section, Trey.
What are you talking about?
Phone home.
No, there we go.
Oh, No Way Home. Gotcha.
So Spider-Man No Way Home, they did it in a clever 30-second reveal where Tom Holland's walking out of the office and it's just like they gave me a fake name again. And he's been uploading all these fake names because they don't trust him with any spoilers. And as he's walking out of the studio, you see on a whiteboard the actual title, Spider-Man No Way Home. Fun fact, the little glitch that happens from whiteboard to this screen that Trey has up now is the same effect that happens at the end of every WandaVision episode. So already you can see the ties there. Also on the board, there's all kinds of hexes. Granted, they're like molecules, but there are hexes on that board all over that motherfucker. If you look at the whiteboard, there are hexes. There are other...
I don't see a whiteboard.
The whiteboard on the reveal, I can try to pull it up.
I'm like, I'm sitting here getting so close to the screen looking at Trey's picture. I'm like, maybe I need to get closer to see this whiteboard because I see nothing yet.
No, it was...
Sorry.
It was the action.
I'm like,
I'm so sorry.
I don't fucking understand.
Where is it? So
Brittany, it's right
It's-
I
here.
know I got bad eyes, but damn.
What are you talking?
do you have
Brittany?
your contacts on, Britt? That's what we need to know.
Well, let me take a look at it.
So, what I'm going to do right now, funny you say that, I'm going to make it my background so that you can see this whiteboard. Because the way they revealed the official title was super clever. So here we go. Did it work? No, it's not even working. That's so lame.
Trey has it up right now.
Oh, there you go. Trey got it. I'm going back with the Vikings. But yeah, if you can see on Trey's screen, there was other ones like Spider-Man Homesick, Spider-Man Work from Home, Spider-Man.
Wow. Yeah. Webcamming.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it PG. So on that whiteboard, you can see there's hexes on the top. There's hexes on the top left. There are hexes all throughout this damn thing. Yes, they're molecular structures on some of them, but still, we see way too many hexes in WandaVision, and we know these films are connected. So,
who is Pepe Sylvia? That's what I want to know.
So the fan theory started right away.
Yeah, this is going to tie into WandaVision. Is definitely going to tie into Spider-Man, and which leads me to question, like, what do you think is going to happen? Because last time we seen our boy Spider-Man is his identity's just been revealed.
Oh, so, yeah, that's right.
We got some new set photos of them, and now we have.
He's gonna need
he's gonna need a lawyer.
Some representation.
He's gonna need an attorney. She-Hulk.
Like really good one. Like,
oh God.
Justice is blind.
Justice is blind. There are rumors all over the place on what we can do, but now that Brittany's caught up with WandaVision, spoiler alert, we can discuss that, how it ties into Doctor Strange and how it ties into Spider-Man. As we know, on this latest episode, it revealed that Wanda is not 100% in control. She is creating reality. She's still warping reality as a whole, but the Quicksilver that we got, her not knowing exactly.
He's definitely somebody else. He is not.
Exactly. He's not we don't think he's the Pietro from the X-Men universe anymore, but he has that face. He got it from somewhere. And Agatha all along was the one pulling the strings. So we think. We also saw the birth of a new superhero, which I'm pretty sure it's going to be Spectrum, because she has multiple identities in the comics. I'm pretty sure that she's going to be Spectrum, since we saw literally the spectrum of the character split up into pieces. We see her face off with Wanda. The line I loved is when she was like, the only lies I've told are the ones you put in my mouth. And she's like, whoa.
I also loved hearing Carol Danvers and kind of talk to her since walking through the hex.
Yep. So it was a lot of cool moments. We got to see Darcy explain everything to Vision. He now knows everything. And he's on his way back. Like, she was stopping him.
I'm not going to lie. Watching him figure it out, though, was off the chain. Like, watching him make the connections, like he's like, why is everybody slowing down? I did read, though, that when they slow down like that, like, they don't stop, like their body growth or none of that slows down, though. So they're still needing food every 24 hours and bathroom.
So she has them starving and pissing themselves.
Down like that, it prevents. Yeah.
100%, Britt. And it's so sad when she's hanging the decoration. You can see the tear dripping down her face. It was really creepy and eerie. It was
because they can't move any faster. So it's like slowly like starving to death.
And she has them locked out there on the edge of town.
Mm-hmm. Is it her though?
I think it is her, because if you're the farther you are,
or was it Agatha all along?
She can only manipulate so far out.
Was it Agatha?
She has like
all
a radius.
Along?
That's true though. Is it Agatha all along, keeping the ones on the outside?
I don't trust nothing.
Pretty much. We were supposed to get Fantastic Four reveal with the aerospace engineer was supposed to be, Reed Richards. But that was a bust. It wasn't Reed Richards. It was somebody we know nothing about, some military general aerospace engineer. The other one was the Quicksilver reveal. Don't know if that's true now. And at the very end, he catches Spectrum. Snooper's going to snoop. So like Brittany said, I don't think that's Pietro. I don't know anymore either. Mephisto is the leading, maybe it's Mephisto, but now that we know Agatha Harkness is maybe the villain. We don't even know if she's the villain.
This Agatha all
Mm-hmm.
along.
Read West Coast Avengers. Ooh, I'm gonna read that after this. Also, I saw this on a TikTok. In the Doctor Strange movies, they have the forbidden books that they can't read that are put away when he's studying all the magic books. But if you look closely, one of the books is missing from that wall. And they're saying that the book in the chamber that's glowing is one of the stolen books from the Sanctum Sanctorum. So that would be a cool way to tie it in. Because it looks like there's different types of magic they're going with. The chaos magic, there's the magic which Doctor Strange uses, and then there's the magic which Agatha uses. If you notice, they have different colors. Hers is like a purple, Wanda's is like a red, Doctor Strange is more of an orange. So I'm interested to see.
I feel like I know like you guys want to sit here and talk about like this most recent episode, but like I haven't talked about WandaVision at all because I just watched
Talk about what you like most.
So there's just I have to say like I think the part that I was just like just shook over was when they like starting to like show a little bit of footage of like her breaking in and taking his corpse. I was like,
that was so powerful. She was so hurt, and
distraught.
So hurt.
That's exactly how you would react if you had superpowers and they stole your loved one.
I know.
Like it
absolutely
100% could relate.
But she's doing like total like I don't know like hand that rocks the cradle. Like she's like I'm gonna go take this bio. We're gonna paint you up and I'm gonna play with you and you're gonna love me.
It's
like,
very eerie.
Like Elmira.
Very eerie.
Norman Bates-ish.
Not only that, she goes full boss bitch when she goes out and they all point guns at her. She ain't playing no more.
When she busts out of like the actual like rim or whatever that like she's closed or whatever, when she busts out of there, she's just like you all know damn right you shouldn't be here right now.
And she just points all the guns.
You should have not.
She just turns all the guns on the general, and it's like. Yeah.
She's like, your move.
Oh, so badass.
It's a very Magneto move.
100% a Magneto move. That is very akin to the time.
That's exactly how she's behaving.
Yes.
Like her daddy.
We need her daddy to come get your baby. Come get your baby. But no, yeah, there's been a ton of reveals. Now you see why we've been so addicted.
When they first kept talking about her brother a whole bunch too, I was like, I'm gonna shit my pants if they really bring back like Quicksilver. It's like, did she go get his dead body too? And just
that's what it looked. Remember, she saw the bullet holes, so I think it's his dead body, but I don't know who's driving the wheel and why the face has changed. Like it.
Unless she's been taken by somebody else, right? And they almost have her in like a reality where she can kind of play and think she's in control. Right. But really, she's like being monitored from above. You know what I mean?
That's what they think Mephisto's doing. He's feeding on her magic. Her creation is feeding him and making him more powerful. So we'll have to wait and see. That we may be entirely off. I love that Marvel is playing with us now because they know we're gonna make fan theories, and it's feeding us all these fan theories only to like pull them out from under us. It's like, nah, it was nothing. You're good. Psych. So they're playing with the audience, and I like that now. Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next, how this develops, and how the story progresses. But Marvel is killing it with the news this week. They have so much. Loki is announced right after Falcon and Winter Soldier ends. Loki premieres June 10th. So we got a premiere date for Loki. We got a premiere date for Spider-Man. We're going to get to see all the Marvel content. Essentially, every week this year we'll have new Marvel content or a new Marvel movie. That's fucking crazy to me. Every week. So as soon as WandaVision ends, the next Friday is starting already. It started with WandaVision because as soon as WandaVision ends, the very next week, Falcon and Winter Soldier starts. And that goes all the way until Loki starts. And then Loki goes up into the fall where we're supposed to get another Marvel series, maybe She-Hulk, maybe Moon Knight. We don't know which one we're getting. And then lastly, it'll feed up to November when we're supposed to get the Eternals. We're supposed to get Black Widow. And then in December, we get Spider-Man. And we still have Hawkeye. We still have a ton of other shows. The Black Panther original show.
That's the one I want to
Yep.
see.
We still have all those shows to see before then. I think She-Hulk will be before Spider-Man because I really want her to be his attorney. I want Matt Murdock ultimately, but I think She-Hulk will be a good compromise and easy already in the universe.
That's a beautiful mountain.
Mm-hmm. The Vinland Mountain.
It's a mistake.
Yeah, that is hopefully his attorney. But it wasn't just Marvel dumping out news. We actually got casting news for DC's Flash movie. That's still happening. Don't ask me how. But the Flash movie is still happening.
It would not be the next one I would announce I'm working on. Just saying.
So they're working on the Flash movie, and they did actually cast Supergirl. Supergirl was casted this past week, and they actually got a South American girl to play Supergirl, and it was really sweet because they showed a video of her name is Sasha Calle, and they showed a video of her finding out she was Supergirl. Like she's on a Zoom call with the director, and she's like, they're having a conversation, and she's like, can you fly? And she's like, if you need me to, like. And then she's like, you can see the seriousness on her face because he doesn't react. She's like, no, of course I can't fly. Like, I can't. And he's like, do you want to? And she's like, she doesn't know how to react. Like, she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, if you do, you're going to need this. And as Trey shows the footage, he pulls the Supergirl suit into the frame, and he's like, we pick you. And like her eyes water almost immediately. She's in complete shock and disbelief that they selected her. She's like, oh, it was so cute, Britt. She's like, is it okay if I freak out for a sec? And she freaks out, and I'm assuming she may be talking to her mom or a friend. She's like, I got it. And she's like, eh. And she's like making all these noises, totally freaking out. And it was awesome. And Boss Logic already went to work and made an amazing concept art of her as Supergirl.
Oh, I'm about to go look.
Yeah, you need to
right
go to Boss
now.
Logic's page because he did an
Love Boss Logic.
amazing Supergirl concept of her, and she looks fierce. So we have our Supergirl. The Flash movie is going to move forward, but that wasn't the only super thing we had this week. Superman and Lois debuted on the CW, and it broke CW's audience record for the past 2 years. It had the biggest premiere since Batwoman. I was the only one, I think, in this group who saw it. Brittany, did you get a chance to see it? I think you would really like it.
I didn't even know it came out.
I didn't know until literally I saw an ad for it right before it came out. And
Boss Logic just posted a poster for Spider-Man No Way Home already.
He was the one posting all the home slice, phone home. He was making a bunch of fake ones.
Home Wrecker. Home Depot.
I love the Spider-Man Home Depot one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he made a whole bunch of them.
Gotta wait one.
What's that?
You gotta wait one.
Sorry.
It's our meme section.
Oh, he did a good job.
Yeah, he did an amazing job. That Supergirl looks amazing. But Superman and Lois, I watched it, and I could not be happier. I could not be happier with the show they created. If you're not familiar with the story they're telling, I'll just give you a brief synopsis. This is a grown-up Superman. So they tell his whole 5-minute story in a flash. You see his father die. You see him become Superman. He saves Metropolis, does his thing. The Superman we see now is grown. He's been married to Lois. He's fought all the villains. And he has twin boys. He's a dad now. And we've seen Superman be a dad in the comics to Superboy. Well, he has twin boys in this story, and they're teenagers now. So he's having to deal with being a dad. They don't know he's Superman. And one of his sons has social anxiety. The other one's like a star athlete. So they're total polar opposites, even though they're fraternal twins. One's a blonde-haired football player, great athlete. The other one's a socially awkward, dark curly-haired boy. But we get to see Superman the way I've always wanted his story told. People always complain about Superman being invulnerable. He's indestructible. It's boring to have a character who can't be hurt and he can't be attacked. He's invulnerable. What's he going to be afraid of? Well, this show answered that question. For all his power, in the first few minutes, I was bawling like a baby with the story they chose to tell. I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it, but you see how you can make Superman vulnerable. You see he's just a goofy American kid from Kansas who is still trying to figure it all out, even though he has all the powers in the world, all the speed in the world. There are things in life that come for us all that none of that shit helps you with. Like super speed, super strength did not help him from stopping his father's death. He still had to bury his dad, and he had to deal with that. Like, this show covers all of that. It covers his dynamic with his children, his relationship with Lois, and I think if you haven't seen the show, I highly recommend watching it. Superman and Lois. It's an amazing show, especially for 30-plus-year-old fans. It's for all ages, but normally CW shows are a little more teen to 20. This one definitely is for all ages because you can relate to Superman because you're the 30-year-old with kids trying to balance a work life, trying to be your own individual while still a mom or a dad. And you have to juggle, and even with super speed, like, you can't juggle all your needs. He still has to save the world. I don't want to give anything away, but he does. There are situations where he has to literally go save the world, but his son is having a meltdown or therapy, and he's like not able to be at both. And you see him face that. So Superman and Lois, you get to see the human side of Superman. This is what makes his character so interesting. He's the most human character in the DC universe, and that's what makes him amazing. It's not his super speed, super strength, super muscle suit. It's not any of that. So that's my recommendation. Go watch.
He's a Superman.
Yes, he's a Superman. And one of his lines is like, am I a failure as a father? And it just hits you in the feels. And it's so good. It's so good. But moving on to the section that Trey's been waiting for all this whole time. Trey, I got you, boo-boo. Memes of the week, y'all. Memes of the week. So I'll get us started, Trey, with the memes of the week. One of the memes...
Are we ending with memes of the week?
No, we're ending with the Anime Awards and Daft Punk. And we have more to come. But the memes that we got.
Okay.
The memes are important.
So these are just one example of some of those popular memes. Like Trey was talking about earlier, these right here. The Spider-Man phone home, Spider-Man home wrecker, Spider-Man home slice. There was Home Depot. There was phone.
I think they're still going to happen.
You think they're still going to? Shit, you're right. It is a multiverse movie. It's a very possible that we get.
Look at it.
Trey. You're
No Way Home because everywhere's home.
Oh my God.
Home is where the heart is.
You know what? That's not as crazy as it sounds. Yes. So the Spider-Man memes, if you want a good time, go ahead and just literally type in Spider-Man home memes and you will have a fun time on Reddit or on Google. However you consume your memes. That was one of the popular ones. My favorite personal was Spider-Man Home Depot. He's literally on the top of a Home Depot building. Speaking of WandaVision, though, we had a lot of Agatha memes. Her song actually came out like it was Agatha all along. That's on iTunes now and on Spotify and streaming on your streaming services. So this was one of my favorite. There was a ton of them. Like she killed Sparky, and then there's like John Wick on the bottom coming for her. So there was that. This was another one of my favorites. Here. It says, "Oh, and I wrote Game of Thrones season 8 too." And then she does that evil maniacal laugh. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So she was responsible for season 8 of Game of Thrones, y'all. We now know who to blame. It was Agatha all along, y'all.
My favorite moment of hers, I think, in the episode where like they do the cutaway interview. She's like, "Don't worry, I don't bite." She's like, "Yeah, I've been a kid before."
Yes, 100%. I remember that. She's like, "Yeah, I've been a kid before," but which is kind of super creepy because like now with the whole she's a witch thing, like did she Salem witch bite a kid or? What exactly?
I don't know.
So
I don't want to.
She ate
Yes.
a kid. She drained his
exactly.
kid.
It's essence. So Agatha memes, there are so many. Like, she's responsible for COVID. She's responsible for Snowvid. Like, Agatha. Speaking of Snowvid, though, we had a lot of Texas Snow memes. And this is one of my personal favorites. My personal favorite. That is what it was like from one day to the next. Saturday, well, this says in Austin, and it shows Leo DiCaprio, full fur, hood on. And then Sunday in Austin, he's got a wine glass, full Gatsby.
He goes from Revenant to freaking Joan Belfort.
Exactly. Like, that's how drastic. Today, just in case you're wondering, this time last week, we were in the teens. We were like 7 degrees. Today, we were damn near 80.
Yeah, let's go swimming.
It's
Texas has no idea what temperature it wants to be. It doesn't even know who it wants to be anymore.
We have
Very
no
confused.
clue.
It's confused because all these Californians keep coming over.
I'm telling you.
Jesus
Jesus says Crimea River with dealing with cold and snow. Well, sir, you're an infrastructure that's built for cold and snow, okay? He's, by the way, Jesus is in freezing temperatures, so that's why he's saying boo-hoo.
In Greenland, where he's about to probably start getting warnings of not being able to leave his room and stuff because it's too bad.
Is that cold?
They have to it gets that cold, and then they also have polar bear issues and stuff. So they have these big old industrial locks to keep it to where a polar bear can't pull your door open.
100%. A polar bear, they hunt humans straight up.
All the photos he posted, but he sent me this photo, and I was like, "Oh, it's snow, and it looks like a bunch of snowballs." And I was like,
Jesus said it's negative.
Then when all you see is these little beady eyes, and you see their little ears. I'm like, those are the fattest, roundest bunnies I've ever seen.
Here's why. Here's why.
And he's big as milk jug.
Jesus said -50. That's the temperature. -50.
Those are chunky
That's how
rabbits.
you stay alive. You gotta get the chunk on you. So so those are the memes. Some of the biggest memes that stood out from this week. If you have any, always feel free to comment on our post. Send us memes you want us to put in the memes of the week. I think that's gonna be a thing we're starting to do because we love the memes.
We're gonna have to start sharing them on the screen.
Yeah, share them in the podcast group. If you're on our Facebook podcast group, if you're a member of that group, share that faux show. Because who doesn't like a good meme? That's where I'm getting a lot of these memes from. There was another one that I didn't put up here. It was a Mortal Kombat meme because we got a Mortal Kombat trailer, and it was Jax, and he was like, "Yeah, no, it was Sub-Zero." In the meme, he was like, "Yeah, Jax had arms, and I took that I took that personally." Because in the trailer, he literally freezes Jack's arms and then he snaps them off. So that was hilarious.
He's the reason he has no arms.
He took it personally. Get it? But so
my only tip with all of this is what everybody keeps talking about is the Chun-Li. They're like, Chun-Li should be in it.
Why didn't they put Chun-Li?
She won't be.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chun-Li is missing memes, and it's just hilarious. I think it started as a trolling, and then some people genuinely were like, where is Chun-Li? Why isn't Chun-Li in it? But yeah, so memes galore. If you have them, share them in the podcast group. Share them however you can with us. We greatly appreciate your memes. Adding to the fun.
Should we talk about the Mortal Kombat trailer for a second?
Well, we're on it. I just couldn't remember if it came out last week.
Can you show
or
it?
The last I wish I was better prepared. I don't want Facebook to flag us because it flags us for music. But
I'll just show the images I've seen.
But I'll tell you what.
It's their first look at Kano.
I will get the Mortal Kombat trailer so that by the end of the episode, we'll be able to show it. So I'll work on getting that right now, but we can move on to our next topic because I know diddly squat about our next topic. I'm going to heavily rely on Brittany.
He wants us to talk why we come back to this topic. We're going to take a Chicano
U-turn. We're going to Chicano U-turn back to this because we got to get to Daft Punk after anyway. But for you weebs who liked animes, the anime awards happened. And the competition is stiff. It is not like it used to be where we have Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and a handful of others. Death Note. Now, it's just like content across the board is stepping up. Animes are stepping the fuck up. All types and styles.
Yeah, so their animation styles, they're not so basic anymore. They're very much involved in like being very more visually beautiful and contrasty colors and creativeness in even in their music and to their show and out of their show. So like one of the winners this past weekend from the Crunchyroll Awards was Jujutsu Kaisen for the best outro award. I don't know who won. The only ones I can remember is Jujutsu Kaisen won the best outro. Deku versus Overhaul was the best fight, and then Jujutsu Kaisen was Anime of the Year. And I agree with that. I mean, I want to kind of check out some of the other animes that were in the same category with them, because if they were up for it, I kind of just curious, what they're about, because I didn't really know many of the others. But one of them is an actual like a Netflix anime. It's the one where he kind of like when you watch like the nominees or whatever, it begins with a D. I'll have to look it up. But he kind of like gets this like spell casted on him. I don't know. He ends up looking like a Killer Croc almost, like, and it looks really cool visually. I don't know much about it, but it was one of the nominees for Anime of the Year as well. I mean, what do you think, Trey? Do you feel like that's... Because, I mean, technically, Demon Slayer didn't come out last year, so it can't be...
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other animes that came out in the past year, and, like, I know that COVID, like, stopped a lot of it.
Year.
Which
you
better win all
Demon
kinds
Slayer
of
was
awards.
the year before.
Which also won awards when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're just destroying everything right now. Demon Slayer is. Demon Slayer is like coming in with like a big ass bag, and he was like, "I'm here."
Most successful movie
in Japanese history, like just breaking records after records. Now, I did hear that they were like gonna bring the movie to the United States, but they were gonna try to be like, I don't know if they are or not, but they were talking about just doing it only in Miami, Florida, and only for like a week.
Oh my gosh.
To go see it in the theater. And I'm like, why are you trying to keep Demon Slayer from...
Yeah, what's wrong?
They are terrible about restocking their mangas. Like, it takes forever for them to come back in stock. I'm just like, ugh. But it's good, and it had the highest manga sales of all mangas last year. And I don't mean by a little bit, like double second place.
That's ridiculous.
It was crazy. When I looked at those numbers, I was like, what? But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen, if you don't know about that, it's its first year. So it's a brand new anime. It's not even like it's, like it's got like season behind it. So I'm really surprised that it actually won, being as new as it is. Yeah, stop sleeping on it. It's good. It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy with that choice, though.
I'd recommend it. I see why it won Outro of the Year. Like, it's so catchy.
Yeah,
you just want to dance every time you watch it. Mm-hmm. And just the styles and the animation, like you said, the colors. It's just chef's kiss.
It's unique. I love seeing, and now they're in their second half of their first season, and they changed their outro, and it kind of has like that POV effect, like Itadori's like walking around, like recording his friends, like having a good time, and then they're like, "Come here," and then it like turns to where he's like joining his friend. It's like very heartfelt, and I'm like, that's really cool. Like the way that they filmed it to make it look like he's filming on his phone and stuff. Like it was really cool. Oh, yeah. It's just funny how much work goes into the credit scene.
Oh, for sure. It takes a whole team almost.
And that's what animes. That's why there's YouTube playlist of like just the intros and outros, because those. I
have a playlist of
them
because what happens is you first time you hear it, you never like it. You never like it on the first hear, and by the second time you kind of like okay, and then by the third time you're like, this song is.
Like, it's your hype shit.
Like Vinland Saga.
100%.
Like
and then mind you, like I know I don't speak no Japanese. So I'm over here like, like I don't even know. I try though, I really do.
Oh my god, I'm over here like.
I probably sound ridiculous, yeah, because I put my headphones on and I'm like,
just humming along.
Probably think I'm
Wait a minute, yeah.
You're walking around the store.
It's like horrible.
No.
Are you humming in the store? It's like that girl doesn't.
Trying to learn another language, okay? I see.
It's Duolingo.
They go
It's
very
Duolingo.
fast.
Calm the fuck down. Duolingo's got it. That's awesome.
It's not there
So
yet.
the Anime Awards crushed.
Yeah, it was good. There's lots of other categories like voice actors, animation styles, directors, but those are just the few that I remember.
The ones that come top of mind.
It won't let me pull up all the categories and all the nominees. That's why I can't tell you anymore.
About it.
I've been looking this whole time.
No worries. I am all ready with the trailer. So you guys did great in covering for me. We now are going to watch. I'm going to mute us, and then I'm going to put...
Wait, you're
going to
mute
mute
me?
everybody, Trey. Everyone.
Got a whole bag of with your name on it.
First learned about this 7 years ago. On a mission in Brazil to capture a wanted fugitive.
Trailer's playing now, and
when we got there, it tore through our unit in seconds. The target had superhuman abilities. It had the same marking you do, Cole.
It's a birthmark.
What do you mean?
He was born with it.
It's not a birthmark, Cole. It means you've been chosen.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world reference a great tournament of champions. That dragon marking? I think it's an invitation to fight for something known. As Mortal Kombat.
These are your champions.
I'm Sonya. That's Kano.
I'm Liu Kang.
Name's Jax.
Kung Lao. Lord Raiden. The fate of Earth is in our hands.
No matter how many of my people you put in the ground, we will not fail. Kill them.
I am Sub-Zero. Get over here! Finish them! Kano wins. You beauty.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was the Mortal Kombat trailer, and we're back with everybody, all the cast. Say something, Trey, just to make sure I turned your mic on. And whoa, yeah, he's here, he's there. You're good. Brittany's good. I can see y'all, hear y'all now. Yeah, that was a sick trailer. Huge fan of that trailer. I like that they played with the origin of Jack's arms and Sub-Zero freezing
I did
the bullets.
like that.
The bullets freezing as he shoots Sub-Zero in the face is pretty badass. I love that we're starting with. The director said that that's the start of the film. The scene where they're sneaking up on Scorpion, and he has his weapon with him. That's going to be the opening scene of the film. So right away, they're going to tell us the story of how the rivalry of Scorpion and Sub-Zero began. Yeah. And it's going to lead us into this Mortal Kombat with a new character. The character they created.
A tournament.
Yeah. So it's not Liu Kang as our champion anymore. There's a new character. He's kind of a UFC fighter type. A mixed martial artist. I'm sorry. He's a mixed martial artist. And he has a birthmark of the dragon symbol. Liu Kang, Kung Lao. That, for me, made the movie. That was so good. I can't wait to see it. And the director said they spent so much time on that hat because he's like, there's some things that look good in a video game that just don't translate well to real film, but I had to get the Kung Lao hat. It was so important.
Oh yeah.
So they tried so many iterations to get the look right, the height of the top right, the metal edge looking just right, but not too heavy for the actor to wear. So yeah, it was cool that the costume department came through. Kano is a great character who's going to have a bit of a rivalry with Sonya Blade, as we already know.
Per
usual. She's a badass character. Goro, they show Goro. We got Shao Kahn.
That was probably one of my favorite reveals.
They did talk about how difficult it was to do Goro because 4 arms could look goofy as shit if you do it wrong. Like, it's not anatomically correct, so they had to do it to make it
worked for Grievous.
Well, he's an android, so it worked great for Grievous because he didn't have normal muscular structure to deal with. Goro,
General Kenobi,
which were they were great memes of Ewan McGregor in the weight room. I don't know if y'all saw those. He's training for Obi-Wan, and they turned a bunch of those into memes. So there was a ton of Obi-Wan Kenobi memes in the gym. There was some. One of my favorite Kenobi ones is when Winnie the Pooh comes up to him. He's like, General Kenobi, and it's Winnie the Pooh with 4 arms. It's so.
My favorite one. It's General whatever.
Obi-Wan
you know what I'm trying to say? He's got all of his arms.
Grievous.
No, it's that scene or whatever. Yeah. Grievous, thank you. But his hands instead of sabers are all twisted T's.
Yeah.
The twisted T memes were fire for a while.
Oh my god!
I love me some Twisted Tea memes. It was so good. So, we have our ending topic for the podcast because we've enjoyed chatting with everybody, but Agatha once again is responsible for the breakup of this.
As much as I want to blame Agatha, all good things come to an end, like the end of this show.
Exactly.
Because I don't want to talk about this.
So Daft Punk is no more. They are breaking up. You know Daft Punk, even if you don't listen to the genre of music, you've heard their songs.
You've heard them. You just don't realize you've heard them.
Exactly. Like, they're the reason you get stronger. They're the reason you do it one more time. Gonna celebrate.
If you've never heard this song before, there's something wrong with you.
What song is that? I don't know.
One more time.
One more time. Yeah, you've heard it. It's played everywhere.
I know it.
Or if you've never heard Get Lucky.
Oh, those are classics. So yeah.
Or you've never seen the great movie Tron.
The remake. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Is that them with the helmets on?
Yep. They helped do the soundtrack.
Cool.
Also, pretty cool. I saw another meme. It said Daft Punk breaks up, but it was a picture of Mando and Boba Fett with their helmets on.
Oh God.
It was like.
No, I saw memes like that when they first came. I was like, I'm gonna tell my kids this is Daft Punk.
So memes galore on the internet, guys. Daft Punk. Thank you for all the music. We hope.
I got to go off here for a second.
Definitely.
Like this is hands down. This is one of my favorite groups here, and I am a little devastated. Not gonna lie, but like I was saying, all good things come to an end, and I think they've had a great career. I, of course, selfishly want more. I hope they'll still help produce music and then maybe do a collab here and there because I love their style so much. Like, being a weeb now, I see why these guys were kind of responsible for that with some of their first music videos with the Discovery album, which had an amazing story about these aliens that become one of the most popular bands in the galaxy or the universe. And highly recommend you watch them if you're an anime fan, if you're a fan of Daft Punk, and just great stories and just love what they did. And it was just great listening to that in my childhood and seeing these music videos and seeing oh wow, you can do anime as your music video if you wanted to. Just seeing all the liberties these artists took. And I know I'm ranting here, but again, I love these guys so much, and I am very devastated that it is over.
hopefully nothing but the best fortune for each member going forward. And that's it for the show, guys. Thank you so much for watching on Twitch, Facebook. Thank you for for joining the podcast, guys. We so grateful that y'all listen to us, that y'all chime in, send us your memes, join the Facebook group, listen to the audio versions. Thank you very much. We will be back next week. We